Hey, Pastor Josh here. We're reading Exodus chapter 11, verses 1 through 10. And in time, God will take care of you. There is a time elapsing that has to happen, but in time, God will take care of you. And we have come to the point, we have come to the final plague in which God is going to move and ultimately free the people of Israel from this terrible bondage in Egypt. If you remember at the end of our last reading, Pharaoh made a threat to Moses and said, "If I ever see your face again, you will die. I will kill you." That is his threat to Moses. And now we pick up on what the Lord tells Moses in his heart and what Moses' response is to Pharaoh. So let us get into our reading. Verse 11, or chapter 11, verse 1. The Lord said to Moses, "Yet one more plague I will bring upon Moses, or upon Pharaoh and upon Egypt. Afterward, he will let you go from here." In time, God will work. He says, one more, and then you get to go. When he lets you go, he will drive you away completely. And I think this is important to remember because sometimes when we picture Moses requesting that Pharaoh release the people, we think that he's saying we will never be slaves again. But it does appear all the way up to this point that the request has always been, let us go for a time. We're going to take a 3-day journey and all of us are going to leave and we're going to go and worship. And it seems by implication, maybe come back. Not 100% sure on that. But here, God is telling Moses in his heart, you get to go away completely. Like he's going to send you out and there's not going to be any coming back. Verse 2, speak now in the hearing of the people that they ask every man of his neighbors and every woman of their neighbor for silver and gold jewelry. So he's saying, actually, when you go, you're going to even ask for gold and silver and jewelry from all the women of Egypt. Verse 3, and the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt, in the sight of Pharaoh's servants, and in the sight of the people. So the Lord is allowing the people of Egypt to give the people of Israel this gold, this jewelry, this silver, and Moses has been elevated in the eyes of everyone. They've seen that he truly is a man of God. And then here is what then Moses says in response to Pharaoh. Verse 4 and following is the response to Pharaoh. Pharaoh said, if I see your face again, you're going to die. And so here's what Moses says to Pharaoh. Thus says the Lord, about midnight I will go out in the midst of Egypt. He says, this is from the Lord. And every firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die. Here is the final plague. From the firstborn of Pharaoh who sits on the throne, even to the firstborn of the slave girl who is behind the handmill, and all the firstborn of the cattle. They are going to die. The animals, those in high places and those in low places, everyone, the firstborn is going to pass away. And the consequence of this is that there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, great mourning, great weeping and crying, such as there has never been, nor ever will be again. We've heard that phrase several times as these plagues have happened. We've said that this is basically the worst it's ever been, and it's the worst as it will ever be. Verse 7, but not a dog shall growl against any of the people of Israel, either man or beast, that you may know that the Lord makes a distinction between Egypt and Israel. All the firstborn will die of Egypt, but anybody that is of Israel will not. Because why? The Lord makes a distinction. I've said this over and over again as we've read through there. God makes a distinction between his people and the non-Christian. But the great thing that we get to do here as Christians is we get to invite people to come into Christ to be saved, that whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. But there is a distinction, and we need to never forget that there is a distinction between the two. Otherwise, what is there the point of talking about coming to Christ or being a Christian? There is an eternal ramification on whether or not you trust in Jesus now. Verse 8. And all these your servants shall come. Notice this is a promise. You are going to get out. And remember, Moses is saying this to Pharaoh. So he's saying, Pharaoh, no, none of the firstborn of Israel are going to die, but all the firstborn of Egypt is going to die, including your own son, Pharaoh, and all of your servants are going to come down to me, and they're going to say, get out, you and all the people who follow you. And after that, I will go out. And he went out from Pharaoh in hot anger. Then the Lord said to Moses, Pharaoh will not listen to you, that my wonders may be multiplied in the land of Egypt. Moses and Aaron did all these wonders before Pharaoh, and the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart. He's been given over to a debased mind to act in a crazy way. And in fact, the irrationality is going to continue as Pharaoh will actually chase Israel all the way to the Red Sea. And I know you know the end of the story. Of course, the Red Sea then swallows up Pharaoh, and he and his army are totally destroyed. So the Lord hardens Pharaoh's heart, and he did not let the people of Israel go out of his land. Again, it is hard talking about judgment, but it is a reality, and it should encourage us as Christians to be thankful for what we've been saved from, but then also to go and proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. Oh, come in while yet there is time, and be saved and be part of God's precious kingdom. I pray that's been a blessing to you. I'll see you in the next video.